Apple had a big mess to clean up in its App Store after being hit with a large-scale hack attack. So joining us now to discuss all of this is Michael Andronico. He's the associate editor over at Tom's Guide. So Michael, let's set the scene here. What exactly happened, and what kind of a hack attack are we talking about here?
So this attack involved a malware called Xcode Ghosts, and it basically is a counterfeit version of a tool called Xcode that developers commonly use to make App Store apps. So developers were essentially tricked into adding malware to their apps when they thought they were using a perfectly legitimate tool.
All right, so let's kind of go into this a little bit more here. This is a specific type of breach. Is this kind of a breach with malware and developers incorporating it into an app more or less worrisome than other types of hack attacks? And let's follow up on that too. What exactly is the worst part about what happened here with this Apple breach?
Sure. Well, it's definitely concerning because the fact that it went so deep to the developer level and not something that was simply found in an app or something or a traditional type of data breach. I think developers really need to look out and realize that even the tools they're using are subject to malware. So to really make sure they check everything they're using thoroughly, even when it seems like they're using the tools they normally are, to really be thorough and make sure that what they're working with is legitimate and that it's not something that's counterfeit.
All right, so Michael, let's be clear for our viewers here. What does this malware do? What is at risk because of this particular breach?
So the malware has a couple of really dangerous capabilities. It can copy and paste clipboard data, which has the potential to do things like steal your logins. It also has the ability to send false prompts where a user might get a notification with the app essentially asking for their information when they really shouldn't be giving it. So things like that. There haven't been any reported data breaches yet from this malware, but it has the potential to be very dangerous.
All right, so potential is the question here right now. Apple wouldn't say how many of these apps that were involved or were actually removed during this cleanup process in the App Store. It also didn't say how many users were affected or how users can even tell if their devices were infected by this malware. So what does this do in terms of Apple's reputation? Are they still reliable and secure, or do they take a hit because of this kind of a breach?
I think that Apple did take a small hit as a result of this, but I think they are going to maintain their reputation as far as the App Store being a safe place to download software, mainly because of their quick action. They were very fast to remove these apps, and they made it very clear that they are working with the affected developers to make sure they have the right version of Xcode so that this malware won't make it into those developers' apps in the future. And as far as what's affected, the affected apps were very specific to the China App Store, and I believe it was close to 40. So that's still a lot for Apple apps, which are almost never affected by such malware, but it's still a relatively small amount, and there have yet to be any reported data breaches as a result of this malware getting out.
All right, so Michael, it sounds like the takeaway here is Apple probably headed it off at the pass, and they've kind of contained the situation, but still, users cannot be too careful about how they have to approach these types of cybersecurity issues. Michael, thank you so much for all that information. And thanks for watching very much here about Apple and everything else. I'm Dominic Chu. Have a great day.
Hey YouTube fans, I'm Landon Dowdy from CNBC. Thanks so much for checking out our channel. Here you'll find videos packed with all the info that you need to be smarter about your finances. Be sure and subscribe by clicking right here, and click on all the videos around me to see CNBC's original series Young Money, Tech Bet, Kramer's Mad Money, and all the latest from CNBC.